Luis Moreno-Ocampo, let me start by asking you, what exactly is the case you're making against the Sudanese president, and what evidence do you have to implicate him on the intent to commit genocide in Darfur?
We investigated for the last 3 years what happened in Darfur. And first the decision to investigate Darfur is not my decision. The Security Council decided, request my intervention. And we are a member, I'm the prosecutor of the new permanent International Criminal Court. My duty is to investigate, present evidence to the judges. I was working for 2 years. I found evidence that the Minister Harun, who was the Minister of State for the Interior, was coordinating attacks in Darfur against people in the villages. And I present my first case about this. The judges issued an arrest warrant against Ahmed Harun and Ali Kushib. The President Al Bashir refused to hand over Mr. Harun. And he publicly said, I never will hand over Harun. He said, he was following my orders. I'm the prosecutor, what I can do. So I keep looking for evidence. I found evidence showing how Mr. Bashir personally was involved in the operation, not just in attacking the villages. Now, he attacked these people in the villages because he was trying to attack the rebellion. He was facing a rebellion, but instead to attack the rebels, the rebels who attacked him, he attacked the population, the civilian. He displaced 4 million people. And that's why part of the charges are based on this operation. The second part are based on these people now are in camps for displaced persons. And Mr. Bashir is providing no meaningful assistance and blocking the humanitarian assistance. That is the second part, because genocide could be committed.
Okay. All right, we'll come back to some of the issues of humanitarian assistance in a second, but the fact is that many advocacy groups, when I've looked on the internet, many of these groups worry that indicting the Sudanese president could jeopardize ongoing peace talks to end the crisis. Is this a case of peace taking a back seat because you think that justice must be served in Darfur?
But how you can say that? We're in Qatar. We're in Doha. Doha is the capital where these peace negotiations were developed for the last month. And the Prime Minister of Qatar is deeply involved. There is an African Union UN negotiator, Mr. Bastole, and they are conducting the peace negotiations at the same parallel track. Because what I do is telling facts and criminal responsibility.
So you think the warrant won't impact on peace talks at all? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is my job is to present evidence to the judges. I have a mandate. I have to implement my mandate. My mandate is to do justice. And we define criminal responsibilities. Peace negotiators are not involved in this. They are doing negotiations because the crime has to be stopped. And that's why it's very important to play together. But so there are parallel tracks.
Okay, let me ask you a much wider question on the whole of the Darfur question. I mean, at what stage do you think the international community stopped looking at Darfur as perhaps a humanitarian crisis and started to see it as a crime? I mean, we had Hollywood actors like George Clooney raising awareness over the people suffering in Darfur, but you're saying it was much more criminal than that.
But you had doubt that it was a criminal activity? You have a doubt? Why do you have doubt?
Well, I'm asking you.
No, but the funny thing is, 2003-2004, armies, including Janjaweed militia, surround village and attack them, rape, killing. Do you have doubt it's a crime? You have doubt that it was a coordinated attack because they were for 2 years, massive operations. And now you have doubt that the constant rapes in the camps are organized. You have doubt that the blocking humanitarian assistance is organized. These are the crimes committed. And these are massive atrocities. The 2 judges issued a decision saying this is extermination. One judge agree with me, is a genocide. I am appealing this. So it's still, the legal characterization will be further discussed, but there is an arrest warrant pending. I'm going to the Security Council not to prove my case. The case is not proved before Security Council.
So what are you going there to do then?
I prove my case in court. In Security Council, just report to them because they refer the case to me. It's 6 months. I go there and I inform what I'm doing. And because they are the ones who define 4 activities to solve the full crisis. One is justice.
How crucial is this indictment to the ICC? And do you think it'll change anything in Darfur? I mean, will it stop the impunity? Will it stop the suffering on the ground? Will it stop the suffering of these millions of people that you talked about?
Look.
Can you stop future attacks?
Yesterday, the Chief Justice of Qatar, I am in this meeting on rule of law, and the Chief Justice of Qatar said something very interesting. Justice is give the rights to the owner of the rights. These victims for Darfur, 2.5 million people, they lost their house, the cattle, sometimes they lost their sons and their daughters, but they had the right to do justice. That I am doing for them. The truth is there, and justice will be there.
You've established a tough reputation for taking on the rich and powerful in Argentina, prosecuting top army officers and campaigning against corruption. Yet many people say there's only a remote possibility of ever bringing Bashir to trial, let alone to bring him to justice, to pay for these alleged crimes that you would present the evidence to say that he took part in. I mean, are you making this a personal crusade, do you think?
I have a mandate. Nothing is personal here. I have a judicial mandate. I'm the first prosecutor of the first International Criminal Court. I have a mandate. I had to do it. Arresting Bashir is a matter of time, and you know who will do it? The Sudan will do it. We are not requesting an invasion here. The Sudan, we respect the government of Sudan. They will arrest Bashir one day. In the same way, Richard Nixon was indicted, and in Brazil, Cor de Mello, the president, was indicted, and institutions work, and finally they will replace it. That will happen. It will be in 2 years, in 6 years, but that will happen. The destiny of Mr. Bashir is fake justice. In the meantime, we have to stop the crimes. We have to keep the victim alive. That is the work today.
Okay, Luis Moreno-Ocampo, thank you very much indeed for talking to Al Jazeera.